Welcome back to Chat with Charlie. I'm your host, Charlie, and this video is dedicated to the boyfriends and husbands that want to learn how to deeper your interaction with your wife or your girlfriend or better your communication with them. I have 3 tips for you, and let's jump right in, okay? So my first tip is to not take things personally. I know this is rough. I'm going to make an assumption and say, I think that sometimes men, you guys are thinking on the provider level. And so when you hear your girlfriend or your wife fussing about something, I think that you really internalize that and think that she's talking about you. So an example would be, I'm frustrated, the house is a mess, I'm cleaning up, and I'm fussing while I'm doing it. I know your thought is, okay, she's saying that I'm not cleaning it up, blah, 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 blah. Maybe the next time that happens, you can take the approach of, you know what, she's probably just tired. She's frustrated at the fact that the house is a mess and she wants to get it cleaned. Don't insert yourself into it, because then that's going to cause tension. Sometimes, honestly speaking, y'all, and I've been married for 10 years, we just want to vent. It's not always about you. If I'm complaining that this house is too small and we don't have a place to put everything that we have, I would not want my husband to assume that I'm saying you didn't do a good enough job providing me with the house and a bigger house so that we can have. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I'm frustrated because we don't have a place for everything. But sometimes in relationships, I do feel like men take the things that we are saying as though we are talking directly to them and saying that they did something wrong or you did something wrong, right? So just try and not take things personally. Number 2 is, I want you to remember that the woman in your life is going to change. Y'all know we are responsible for having the children, right? So that means that our bodies have to have higher levels of hormones, and those hormones have to do more things in our bodies. And so as a result of that, women go through a lot of changes. It's just physiological. It just is what it is. And so you guys may not be able to understand that as much, because in some ways, from the age of 20 to the age of whatever, 40, 50, in a lot of ways, you guys stay the same unless you have, some sort of hormonal dysfunction or something. But a lot of times, men, you guys are the same. Where so in that same period of time, a woman could go through 3, 4, 5 changes, depending on if she is going through a reproductive change with her body. A lot of women have PCOS. Then you have children. Then you're nursing your children. Then you have another child. Then you wean your children. It's a lot going on with women. And so we change a lot. My husband tells me this all the time, that I have changed compared to who I was 10 years ago. And it's true. We go through phases, okay, as women. I'm a lot more confident than I was 10 years ago. I know more of my gifts and abilities. I'm a little bit more of a risk taker. I'm a little bit more relaxed than I was. And so just understand that the woman in your life is not always going to be the same. And again, don't internalize that. It's just her process. It's what she's going through. She's not trying to teach you a lesson. A lot of times when we go through motherhood, especially, and we come out of that and our children are getting older and they're not as reliant on us, we go through a period of time where we're like, okay, well, who am I now? Because when my children were younger, a lot of my life was focused on giving them what they needed and providing for the household and making sure everything was in order and being there for my husband. And then once the children sort of mature out of that, we have a time period where we're like, okay, who am I now? And so I wouldn't want you to internalize that again and make you feel like it's about you. It's just that the woman in your life is going to change. She's not always going to be the same. And that leads me into my third and final point for you, and that is to always be getting to know this new woman in your life, right? This is the reason why they'll say a lot of times women are more prone to having emotional affairs and men are more prone to having physical, sexual affairs, because there's something extremely romantic, sexy, enticing about someone trying to get to know you. Obviously I'm a woman, so I can only speak from that perspective. But it's great to know that someone cares about what you think. It's great to know that someone wants to get to know you and your perspective on things, and they find your personality intriguing and they're picking out things about you that are attractive. That is just a great feeling. And so for you being a husband or a boyfriend, you want to put yourself in that spot, right? And so as the woman in your life is changing and growing, you want to be there to be that person that's continually getting to know her. And it can be as simple as just asking her thoughts on something. If y'all are watching something about I don't know, politics on TV, just ask her, babe, what do you think about that? Just anything to continually be stimulating her intellectually. Y'all know that for women, intimacy is a lot of times a mental game, and it's also about that emotional connection. You know how it is when y'all are having friction in your relationship, arguing. It's very difficult for her to be able to connect intimately. And why is that? Because we're more about the emotional connection. That comes first. Where we're at mentally, that impacts physical intimacy. So if you can position yourself to be continually connecting with her on an intellectual level, on an emotional level, by asking her questions and getting to know her, that's really going to increase your interaction in general, and definitely with intimacy. So anyway, y'all, I'm done with my 3 points. Again, try not to take the fussing personally. Try not to take her venting sessions personally. Number 2, remember that she's going to change. And number 3, continue to get to know her as she changes. I hope this has been a blessing for you. You can find me on Instagram at Chat with Charli. Charli does not have an E on it. It's spelled exactly the way it is here on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching my video. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification so that when I drop new videos, you will know about it. Anyway, I'm signing off. Y'all be blessed. Bye.